Hi.
You wanna buy something?
No, not really.
I got cabbages. Buy a cabbage, senor.
I don't think so. I didn't come all this way to buy vegetables. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Aye, Tezcatlipoca. Put it away, senor. Tezcatlipoca brings nothing but evil.
The poor guy was so freaked, he didn't even mention his cabbages. Listen, have you heard of Condor Transglobal?
No. Buy a cabbage. I'll give you a discount on both purchases.
I'm not into cabbages. See ya. Inside the hut was a chair and a small table. Hi there. What have you got for sale?
¿Qué?
I said, what have you got? Oh, never mind. Hi. Lovely bread.
¿Qué?
Bread. Pan?
Sí, pan.
Maybe I'll come back later when I'm hungry. Those things are gourds, aren't they?
Sí.
Hey! Mind the footwear, lady. Do you have crabs?
No, only fish.
Nice fish.
Thanks.
If by some remote chance I ever need a fish, I'll be back. Do you recognize this statue?
Si, senor. It is very, very bad luck. That is Tezcatlipoca, the night hunter.
I know, but I don't believe in luck, good or bad.
You may not now, but you will.
The guy looked scared out of his wits.
Go away.
Hey, cheer up, guys. What's with the long faces?
Our pipe player has been arrested and thrown in jail.
Poor Miguel. He never broke the law in his life.
Why was Miguel put in jail?
For playing folk music.
What?
It's true, senor. He insisted on playing traditional Cuaramonte music, even though it's illegal.
Have you seen anything like...
I, the hungry chief.
Why are you carrying that thing around with you, senor? Don't you know who it is?
Sure, it's Tezcatlipoca. But it's only a little carving.
It brings death, senor. Death and destruction.
Take a look at the design on this label.
I have seen that before.
Where?
There was a ship flying a flag just like that.
When did you see this ship?
3 months ago. It was here, at the docks.
What do you make of this little worm?
No good. It's dead.
Sure it's dead. You think I'd carry it around in my pocket if it wasn't? Have you any idea what this is?
No, senor.
Me neither.
Would either of you guys care for a biscuit?
A dog biscuit, senor?
Are you trying to insult us?
No, really. They're good.
We'll take your word for it.
Why don't you try playing a tune to cheer yourselves up?
No, we should be looking for real jobs.
We could earn 10 times as much down the mines. My cousin Ramirez was earning 8 pesos an hour.
Before he lost his legs in the accident.
Tell me about the accident at the mine.
There was an explosion at Teoculcan. 30 miners were buried alive.
They got some of them out, though.
2 of them, including your cousin. and they left half of him behind.
Do you guys know anything about a total eclipse?
What is it?
It's like when the sun is hidden by the moon.
He's crazy.
My cousin Alfredo swears he saw it happen once. But that was after he stupidly consumed a cocktail of peyote and antibiotics.
What was the ship with the condor flag carrying?
I don't know, senor. We weren't allowed near the docks.
That's right. Usually we meet the ships when they tie up.
We play to the tourists.
Well, when the Condor ship came in, we were told to go away.
I had nothing else to...
George Stobbart, well, of all the...
Mrs. Henderson! Boy, this is some coincidence, huh?
When you've been married to a fruitcake like Dwayne as long as I have, you stop believing in coincidence.
I'd met Pearl. He was in Army. She was less... Take a look at this news.
You'll have to read it to me, George. I left my specs in a gay bar in Santa Barbara.
Well, it's about an eclipse of...
You'd think the government would warn us about these kind of...
It's not dangerous or anything. Apparently, the best place to view the eclipse is right here in...
Oh, my.
She didn't appear to be the slightest bit interested. Look at this, Pearl. A tequila worm.
Don't you bring that thing anywhere near me, honey. I swear I'll scream like a hog on a hot plate.
What do you make of this statue, Pearl?
Hoo-wee, that's a spitting image of Dwayne's brother Sheridan. A little less body hair, maybe, but it's him all right.
What do you make of this stone, Pearl?
Oh, that's pretty. What's that thing supposed to be, a rabbit?
I believe it's a coyote.
Well, it sure is cute.
I was surprised she didn't ask me where she could buy one. What does this mean to you, Pearl?
What cute little feathers. Why, if you had two of those, they'd sure make nice earrings.
This isn't intended for frivolous personal adornment, Pearl. It's a dart, tipped with a fast-acting, muscle-numbing poison.
Pardon me, I stand corrected, honey.
Sometimes I get the feeling that maybe... What brings you to Quaramonte, Pearl?
What takes me just about...
You drove 2,000 miles to go shopping?
Shopping is...
Is Dwayne here?
Why, sure, since Dwayne...
So,
We ain't
why aren't you speaking to Dwayne?
Because he's an old spoil sport sourpuss. I want to visit one of those old pyramid places, but Dwayne says he has to stay in town.
Right. And you don't want to go on your own.
Well, there's no point in going to the pyramid if there's no one around to take my picture.
Is Dwayne still working for the CIA?
If he is, he doesn't know it. He's what they call a snoozer.
Don't you mean a sleeper?
No, this is different. He used to think he worked for them, but the psychotherapy cured him of that. What he doesn't realize is that now he really does work for them. At least that's the way I understood it.
Catch you later, Pearl. In Quaramonte, defacing a poster was... Hi, I'm George Stobbart. What can you tell me about the mining company?
The general closed down one of their mines after the explosion. Lots of...
Can you tell me anything about this stone?
That's obsidian. It's a...
Yeah,
You're not. I suppose...
that's right.
Then the guy you should... He was here a while.
Do you recognize...
Why, sure.
Do they have an office in...
No, but...
That's what... Did you see... But the dock is just...
Might as
Do you know what this...
Should do, but it's...
Have you heard about...
Sure,
Really?
sure.
What do you think of the...
Awesome.
No.
Thoughtful.
Stealing trucks, what... It was Pearl's husband, Dwayne. Hey, Mr. Anderson.
Do I know?
George Stobbart.
I remember that. Pearl was mighty vexed when the paint came off.
Look,
No.
what do you think of these panties, Dwayne?
Lord. Hot stuff, George. You buy those for your...
No, a guy we knew...
Oh, you're a... Why are you looking at me like that?
Forget it. Do you know anything about a shipping company called Condor Transglobal?
Sure I do. You have to get up pretty early to catch Dwayne with his band.
What? You beat me to it?
Condor Transglobal is all wound up. Seems like my investigation...
Would you like a biscuit, Dwayne?
Oh no, those gourmet...
You've tried them?
They were on special offer. Pearl bought a whole crate. When I asked her if she was thinking of keeping a dog, too, she just laughed.
Would you like to borrow my lucky piece of coal, Dwayne?
What's so lucky about it?
Well, we made it to Quaramonte in one piece.
When you've been here a few days, you won't look on that as luck.
Did you drive all the way down here?
Hell no. Pearl did the driving while I followed the maps. The way she handled the wheel, you'd think she'd been trucking half her life.
Why did you bring a huge truck like that?
George, I'm on a top-secret classified mission for Uncle Sam. This truck is a rolling bomb. 400 pounds of nitrate fertilizer with a plastique initiator. They'll hear the bang in China. Gee, I'm really looking forward to this.
Does the name Karzak mean...
Sounds like a comic.
He's the man behind
You know, the first time I met, I said to Pearl, if we ever had kids, but
Are you still working for...
You know I can't talk about my work, George. That's between me and Uncle Sam.
I spoke to Pearl earlier.
Yeah? Did she mention that we had a kind of falling out?
Yes, she did.
She'll get over it.
Did you know that traditional music is illegal in Caramonte?
Is that so? Seems reasonable to me.
No, really. The leader of the band in the square has been in prison just because of the music he played.
I don't know who you've been talking to, but that fella, Miguel, he's an agitator.
What's the real reason the musician was imprisoned?
Handed out subversive literature at the mines. That so-called general was waiting for Miguel when he got back into town. Marched him off to jail at gunpoint on a charge of inciting a riot.
You can't leave. Welcome.
Thanks.
This is the capital.
When's the next ship out of here?
But, senor, Don't you like our beautiful country?
Oh yeah, it's like a little piece of paradise right here on Earth.
Then why you wanna leave?
I'm just plain homesick. Like it says in the song.
A word of warning, senor. If you feel like bursting into song, bite your tongue.
Huh?
There are official restrictions on music in Quaramonte.
How come music?
It is part of the great cultural enrichment campaign. Traditional Quaramonte music is considered unsuitable for these Nuestra.
What's that?
Easy listening.
We've had enough. We're going back to the ship.
Okay.
Huh?
The official exit visa.
Hey, Nico!
I have done just as I have been instructed, Professor. With the mine closed down, there'll be no one around to observe your excavations. Ah, I have visitors.
Just remember what I told you, General. There's really no need to make a martyr out of that man.
I'm sorry to keep you...
Thanks. My name's George Stobbart from California.
But what is this?
Nicole Collard.
Pardon me, senorita, but I couldn't help myself.
Look, we'd like to ask you a few questions.
You've come to the right place, senor. Tourist information. General Graciento, at your service.
Do you know anything about the forthcoming eclipse, General?
Such things do not interest me, senor.
What do you think of these panties, General?
Oh boy, fabuloso.
They're yours if you'll tell me all you know about Karzak.
Karzak? I never heard of him. Do I get the panties now? I told you all I know.
You told me nothing. Take a look at this label.
Si, senor. Condor Transglobal.
Can you tell me where to find their offices?
No, senor. I never heard of them, and neither did Ronaldo.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
That's a native carving, isn't it? Where did you get it?
We picked it up in the market as a souvenir.
We've had enough of Quaramonte, and we want...
Am I stopping?
The guy at the dock.
Ask Ronaldo. He'll make the arrangements. That's what he's here for.
Who was the guy you were talking to when we arrived?
Professor Ubier. A visitor, senor, like yourselves.
Did you say Ubier?
Si, senor. Professor Ubier, a French archaeologist.
Would you like a biscuit?
Are you trying to bribe me?
Well, every man has his price.
Mine is more than a dog cookie, Senor Stobbart.
What's Ubier doing in Quaramonte?
Researching our rich and glorious past, senor. The professor is planning an expedition to some Mayan ruins. He came to see me to get an excavation permit.
Are there any ruins around the city?
Of course, senor. Quaramonte has everything.
I have a friend who wants to visit an historical site.
Ronaldo will only be too pleased to conduct a guided tour. When he's dealt with today's paperwork, of course.
Is it true there's a restriction on music in Quaramonte?
Yes, there is. An emergency measure introduced by Nuestra Senora.
Folk music is a link with the past for some of these people. Take away their musical roots and what do they got left?
Easy listening.
You think easy listening could replace a musical heritage hundreds of years old?
Why not? It happened in your country.
Are you sure you never heard of Condor?
Oh, yes.
The company is registered here in Quaramonte City.
You are mistaken, senorita.
The musicians out in the square say that a ship flying the Condor flag was berthed here.
They are simple peasants. They will go along with anything you say in the hopes of parting you from your money.
Condor is run by Karzak, isn't it?
Wrong again, senor. Karzak has nothing to do with anything called Condor, whoever he is.
Do you keep a record of companies registered in Quaramonte?
Of course, senorita. Unfortunately, all...
This is the tourist office? It says police on the sign outside.
It is both, senor. I am a man of many parts.
I can see that, General.
I hear there was an accident at the mine a few months ago.
That's correct.
A lot of men killed, weren't there?
A few.
30?
Barely 1% of the working population.
I'll be back. It was a computer monitor with some kind of outdated game displayed on it. I didn't have time to get sidetracked by playing computer games.
Senor. Leave the child alone.
Hi, I'm George Stobbart.
Hello, senor. How can I help you?
Do you recognize this statue?
Tezcatlipoca. The night wind. Take it away, senor. That stone is cursed.
You know anything about this eclipse?
No, senor. El General keeps me in the dark about most things.
Would you like a gourmet dog snack biscuit?
I would love one, senor. But I would have a problem with my teeth.
Toothache?
No, senor. If the General catches me eating on duty, he'll knock them out.
I'm trying...
If I had $1 for every time I...
Never mind.
We don't take visits.
I didn't ask it.
I can't help you, senor.
I'd like to visit your...
Condemned prisoners aren't allowed visitors.
Condemned?
To death. He is to be executed. Knowing my luck, I will probably have to shoot him myself.
Amnesty International is gonna hear about... I thought Miguel...
Si, senor.
And that carried...
No. While being questioned, he confessed to being an anti-gov...
Are there any ancient pyramids?
Si.
That's perfect. Would you be willing...
I can't. The General would have a fit if I left.
So long. I had no need for... The filing cabinet was...
Why did you show him the stone?
I thought maybe he might know something.
Well, he does now.
Did you notice that chart on the police station wall?
Yes. It looked like a map to me, but I couldn't make out the details.
Whatever it was, the general didn't want us to see it. Do you have any theories about this stone?
I think that design represents a dog, a Mexican dog.
So, this is the sacred Chihuahua stone? Sheesh. Take a look at this.
Mon Dieu! Where did you get that kind of money?
It's not mine. I found that statement at Ubier's house. That man we saw talking to the general was Ubier. Didn't you recognize him?
I never met him, remember? The guy I called in Paris claimed to be Ubier, but he sounded nothing like the man in the police. Maybe the...
Nah. Labano...
We meet after you'd gone back to the States. I was...
Lonely? It must have... You came on a little
I was merely flattered. Every man as...
Maybe. Guess what this is?
It's wrought iron.
How did she know?
My grandfather used to...
Take a look at this.
An eclipse?
I found the cutting in Ubier's house.
Apparently, it's only visible from Central America.
Would you like a biscuit?
Gourmet dog? Have you been...
Sure, they're great. Take a look at this, Nico.
That's disgusting, George. Why are you carrying it around with you?
I don't know. I just can't seem to part with it. I hear you drove all the way to Quaramon.
That's right. Makes me downright sad to think there's still some places you can't reach in an automobile. In this day and age, you'd think there'd be decent highways just about anywhere.
Did you know that the truck...
Whatever gave you that?
Your husband.
Sometimes.
Have you met the guy who...
No, I haven't.
I guess so. The wrong side.
Catch you later, Pearl.
The cell was vacant. The cell was... There was a forlorn-looking guy. It was Miguel. Hey, Miguel! He didn't hear me. Professor Ubier?
Yes?
My name is Stobbart. George. Take a look at this, Professor. What have you got to say about that?
Where did you get this?
Never mind that. How do you explain these withdrawals?
I left my financial affairs in the hands of myself.
Including the withdrawal of funds in cash from your...
I trust Gwyneth.
And why Marseille? Why the very place my girlfriend...
That's obvious, Stobbart. We are both the victims of the same devious plot.
What plot?
I have no idea.
Do you know anything about this eclipse, Professor?
Of course. It's not the reason I'm here in Quaramonte, but I'm looking forward to seeing it all the same.
Can you tell me anything about this stone?
Where did you get that?
This is the stone my girlfriend called you about. The stone that nearly cost Nico her life.
I assure you, I don't know what you're talking about.
Can you identify this statue, Professor?
Oh, yes. Tezcatlipoca, the Lord of Darkness.
A Central American...
A supreme deity. There. The Mayans believed he could look into the mirror and see into the hearts of men. He was the...
Humans.
Men, women, children, animals, anything that bled. The steps of his temple ran the Mayan...
Do you see this light?
Yes. It refers to a company named Condor.
I traced that. Do you know where I can...
The company no longer exists.
I have...
I used them as Beyond that, I have no connection.
Have you ever employed a Central American butler or servant?
I've never employed any kind of servant, monsieur.
Would you like a biscuit?
No, thank you.
You should, they're good. I can't get enough of... What do you know about...
I don't know what you're talking about.
She was invited to your mansion and...
Not by me, she wasn't. I haven't been home for nearly 7 months.
What are you doing in...
Seeking Mayan art. Central American history has been my...
Tell me about your...
Please,
You shot her, didn't you?
No! I loved Carol.
Does the name Karzak mean anything?
Yes, I know him. In fact, if it wasn't for Kazak, I wouldn't...
What?
He's financing my expedition.
What's your interest in the...
Oh, it's purely a layman's curiosity. History's my subject, but I've been fascinated by the movements of the heavenly bodies since I was I wouldn't miss a totally...
Does the eclipse have some special significance?
For me? No. For the ancient Maya...
Perhaps we should be...
Ah, no. The end of each age heralds destruction. The 5th is the final...
Hey, Nico!
Hola, señora.
Hi. We were wondering...
I was talking to the lady, Chico.
Hi, my name is Nicole Collard.
Concha Garcia. How can I help you, sister?
The corporation I represent is considering a major investment in Quaramonte. Your advice, as the head of an obviously successful concern, is precisely what I'm after. My assistant, Mr. Stobbart, has a few questions he'd like to ask you.
Would you be interested in these panties? They look about your size.
Is that your best line, Chico?
I'm serious. They were an unwanted gift.
Put them away before you get overexcited.
You see this? It's my lucky piece of coal.
What's so lucky about it?
I'm not sure yet.
Nice buns.
Have you heard about the forthcoming eclipse?
I don't take much interest in things like that. One of the boys might know about it.
Do you recognize the icon on this label?
Condor Transglobal.
Did the company operate here in Quaramonte?
Yes, they ran an old container ship, the Mayan Princess.
Can you tell me anything about this statue?
It is Tezcatlipoca, the god of death and pestilence. That fetish would be considered by...
Does this
I think it... I don't...
Would you like it?
Would you like...
Do you know...
I've no...
Can you tell me...
accident. Somebody wanted...
Do you know...
Yes. I understand he is about to embark on an archaeological expedition. He hired some equipment from me earlier today.
I overheard him talking to the general. I think they're working together.
What? If I'd known that, I wouldn't have hired out the equipment. Now, why would the general be interested in an archaeologist?
Do you have any evidence that the mine was sabotaged?
Not yet. There'd been trouble. Someone had... Now the entire...
Where's the site of the mine?
Several days upriver at a remote area known...
Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to Consolidated Mining. If you are planning to stay in Quaramonte City, may I recommend the Consolidated Mining Experience, an interactive hands-on tour of one of our deepest mines, with talking tour guides available in 3 different languages.
A tour of a mine.
Well, this is a mining company. What else did you expect?
Do you know where I could find Senor Karzak?
No, senor.
Do you know anything about the eclipse that's due soon?
Me? No.
How come you're not wearing any pants?
I feel more alert without them. Kind of perky.
And your boss doesn't mind?
She suggested it.
Keep out of there. That's where the explosives are stored.
Ever heard of a guy called
Can't you see if I don't...
Are you looking forward to...
Not especially.
I don't know. I've never seen... All I know about eclipses is that you shouldn't try to view them with the naked eye.
Please. Go away and let...
Did you know there's an eclipse?
Yeah, me and the boys are...
Yeah? Ever hear of a guy...
No, sir.
Ever heard of a guy called Karzak?
No.
Do you know anything about...
Yes. and I'm really looking. I heard it's going to be
It's in a few weeks.
9 days.
Thanks. Is Miguel the reason you're here?
Pretty smart, George. I was supposed to make... By the time I...
Sounds good.
Good man, George. All I need is a detonator.
How come you brought a truckload of explosives but no detonator?
Call me old-fashioned, but I say packing trunks is woman's work. I left the packing to Pearl, and I can't find a darn thing. Just hope she remembered to bring my denture polish. I'd sure hate to arrive back in the States with tar on my teeth.
Do you think the general was involved with Condor?
Hell no. And if he's a general, I'm a Buddhist. No, that fella's just a mouthpiece for the real power in Quaramonte.
So the general is nothing but a puppet?
He's like Pinocchio before he met the Blue Rinse Fairy. Strictly strings and wood.
Who's pulling the strings?
His mother. Better known as La Presidenta, the dictator.
Did you find any evidence of Condor's drug smuggling operations?
Drugs? Hell no! Condor was a cover for the illegal export of Mayan artifacts.
So who was behind Condor Transglobal?
It was registered in the name of Edan.
Did you get the guy?
I don't think he ever existed. Edan backwards spells Nady, Spanish for nobody.
Do you know where I can...
Did Dwayne put you up? Oh, I get it. This is...
Hey, come on.
I know what you bought. Dwayne says he could solve all the world's problems.
Catch you later, Pearl. Tell me about the general. You know, the guy...
We don't want to talk.
How come? No one can hear you. Well, only that old goat.
In Quaramonte we have a... Don't tell you all... I don't...
Do you have any kind of detonating device in stock?
Sure. They're kept in that cupboard.
I don't suppose...
I can't simply give you a device like that.
The general has a chart in his office, which he was just...
Perhaps that chart will tell us where they're headed.
Maybe, but I can't get anywhere near it while the general and his sidekick are there.
Hey! Stay out of that...
she wouldn't have been interested. Could you distract the gen-
You're kidding. Did you see the way he was
Yeah, you'd make a come on.
Well, but it's your help.
Do you have a map?
A map?
What about the...
Ah, that is an arc...
My girlfriend...
For you, my...
I've changed my mind.
Oh, no, you haven't. She's embarrassed about asking you for an interview, General.
An interview with me? Fabuloso!
Well,
You
Si, Signor General.
look after things here. I'm going back to my apartment and I don't...
I'll get you for this job.
Don't worry. If you're gone for more than a couple of hours, I'll come and get you.
A couple of hours.
No,
He won't...
you.
Okay. I'd have to get rid of him. I had no more to talk to her about. Would you take my friend?
I'd be on.
Thanks. I've made the...
Oh, that's just
I'd love...
Listen, sweetie, I'm looking...
For a lovely lady, for you, I will go as far as the pier.
What he doesn't know won't hurt him.
As Pearl and Ronaldo set out for the ruined pyramid, I prepared to search the police station. I had no need for... The safe was undoubtedly locked. I didn't have time. The filing cabinet... I'm George Stobbart. You're Miguel the musician, aren't you?
Ex-musician, senor. My career is finished.
Going to jail could be the boost your career needed.
Senor, I would rather die than live with this shame.
Have you heard of a guy called Karzak?
Yes. The old man spoke of him.
The foreigner? Professor Ubier?
That's right. This man Karzak is Ubier's boss.
Why is that noose hanging from the bars?
Ronaldo strung it up, for me to hang myself. Don't cry for me, Senor Stobbart. When I am dead, the goddess will take my...
He wouldn't be interested. He wouldn't be interested. He wouldn't be in. I had nothing else to talk about. I had nothing else.
Go out.
I decided I had no need. There was nothing I wanted to. I couldn't reach the noose. I had nothing.
Why don't you want the general at your party? Because if he comes, he'll...
I had nothing.
You change your mind. How many you want?
None.
Don't come.
He wasn't gonna.
You can't leave.
I had nothing.
Hey! Stay out of that.
It was Ubier's. She wouldn't have been. She wouldn't. She wouldn't have. She wouldn't. She wouldn't. She wouldn't. I guess a mining.
Not in the accounts and ledger section, to my knowledge.
Do you know where I could?
Sure. The cupboard behind the boss.
I'll use.
This I got.
I had nothing. I'm looking for.
Oh my, that's dangerous. I don't know how you can work with X. That's why I work it. You know those things you use?
Look, I sympathize. Do you keep?
I don't know. In fact, I started it. Are you familiar?
Yeah, sure.
It's called Link every time.
So what's the problem?
Well, none, I guess.
I had nothing else to talk about. I had nothing. There was nothing. He wouldn't be interested. He wouldn't be. I had nothing.
Hey! Stay out of that.
It looked like a geological survey map showing the land to the southeast of Quaramonte City. About 60 miles inland and... There was nothing I wanted. I got a good look.
Does it tell us where Ubier is?
Yeah.
That's the site of the mine. I want one thing's for sure. If the general's involved, they're up to no good. I'd like to talk to that musician Miguel. Take the...
I had nothing. Here.
Keep your voice down, George. You'd best go and warn Miguel that the U.S. cavalry...
Okay. I had nothing. I had nothing. I had nothing else.
Go away!
Nuestra Señora?
Si, senor.
I guess that's her picture.
That's her.
If you like.
Si, senor.
So, what has La President...
Take a look around you, but most of all,
Where?
for the first...
That guy wasn't... Inside the... That guy just didn't... Hey,
What is it?
we're getting out.
Who's we?
Nope.
The impossible missions for...
Don't make me...
Who then?
A retired...
I'm doomed.
You're not the only one.
I should have known you'd be trouble the moment I...
Look, I...
Get in that...
And what if I refuse?
He'll shoot you.
Okay, here I am.
Very...
One of the reasons...
I hope you're in...
go...
This was part of your plan.
Well, in a
I was all out of...
So, here we are.
You've changed.
I thought I would slip into something more comfortable.
The stench of cheap cologne rolled over me like tear gas.
So, what do you want to know about me? Ask and I will answer. I am a very giving person.
How nice for your
Your eyes.
is damn cologne. I was running out.
As spirited as you are.
As long as he admired.